All right, I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. It should say Elite Health, Unlock Your Potential. These Synergy Worldwide products can be a natural way to improve your energy and physical well-being. Now, this is a project that I introduced a couple months ago and been working on. It's not completely done. I had some issues between OpenOffice and Word. I really don't like working in Word, so I try and work in OpenOffice as much as possible. But OpenOffice was giving me some trouble today, or this morning, I should say. And so anyways, I have this document pretty much completed. I'll finish up anything that's missing on Sunday or Monday. And what I show you today will actually be in our Synergy family website in the resource pages, and I'll show you that later today where it will be located, so that starting on Tuesday, this document, if you choose to use it, will be available to you. So what is this document? This is a PDF that's designed to help you quickly identify a person's health concerns and then know which products of choice would be our recommendation for helping them to either address that concern or help them with nutrition and support to be able to manage what they're going through. And the reason why I say the second half of this is because when I come to the section of cancer, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on why I've done what I've done, but it's important to understand that cancer is a completely different type of animal than any of the other things that we're going to be looking at here. So as we go through here, let me just give you a very quick overview of this document. Everything is listed alphabetically from the standpoint of the health concern. So the first column is always going to be the health concern. You'll notice that there's always asterisks to every one of these columns. So there's an asterisk to health concern, there's an asterisk to product choice for all four. And I've chosen to limit this to 4 product choices because there are some other products that could fit into some of these health concern categories. But I've chosen, just for the simplicity of the design, as well as not to overwhelm people with information, to limit it to just 4 product choices. And when you look at product choices, I'm listing product choices in relationship to the primary product choice would be the first column after health concern, the secondary product choice, the third one, the fourth one. Now, you may have product choices that you feel are more beneficial, which is fine. You can go ahead and highlight that one for that individual. So this is a PDF that you'll be able to download, print off, and then you could use that with an individual to help them identify what their health concern is. These health concerns, as I was sharing, are listed alphabetically. So once you identify the health concern, you just need to go down your column to be able to find out where it's located. I may not have everything listed here. That might be some health concerns that you would want added. If that's the case, this is a document that can always be added to and then reloaded as a PDF, so that as we add information to this, whether it be health concerns or we pick and choose some other products to add or rearrange their positioning within a certain health concern category, again, we can always continue to update that PDF and reload it, with the proper URL, so that it's always going to be current on our Synergy family, our Synergy family website, so that you'll always be able to find this. Now, I talked to you about the asterisk, and so the asterisk is, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So we want to make sure that we help people understand that these are products that we would recommend to them to help them manage that health concern or help them improve their health in relationship to that health concern. Certainly not anything that's going to cure them or prevent them or anything of that. You do not want to use that terminology in any way. And the only time that you use the clinically proven statement is if Synergy Worldwide has made that statement, and you always want to make that statement in relationship to something that Synergy has said about it. So don't add to it. I've tried to make sure that in this documentation, I've pretty much utilized as much dialogue from the Synergy PDFs that they have for the individual products, as well as the catalog that they have for all the products, to make sure that the statements that I make about products aren't going to get me, you, or Synergy Worldwide into trouble. So we'll just go down through here and pick a few things. Certainly as I go through this, if you've got some questions that you want to ask, or after we make our presentation this morning, if you've got some things that you want to, maybe there's a health concern that's not on here that you see as missing that you might want to ask if there's products in Synergy Worldwide, we can look at that, as well as we can look at people's experiences with the Synergy products in addressing some health issues of clients that they have that they've seen success with. So starting with anti-aging, I listed Metabolic LDL first and foremost because it's an extremely powerful antioxidant blend, all designed to fight free radical damage. And then Mystica is the second one, because when Mystica originally came out, there was a clinical study done on Mystica that showed that Mystica could actually reduce free radical damage by up to 43%. The Biome Basics, Biome Basics is designed through their fruits and vegetables and the way that it's a herbal blend as well as a vitamin blend designed to, again, fight free radical damage. And then I put in ProArginine Plus because everything from all health centers around improved blood flow. We certainly, as Synergy, has introduced the microbiome product line for improving gut health, and as a lot of emerging science is beginning to show, is that the gut health influences health, has an extraordinary influence on health. You still have to take those nutrients and get it into the bloodstream. So everything is still dependent upon blood flow and the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to help nourish that cell, help it to work as aerobically as possible, because the more that a cell can work aerobically where oxygen is present, the less potential for waste products. And so it's really important to also, when you're dealing with oxygen delivery and working aerobically, you also have the potential for free radicals to form. So you want to make sure that you're providing that individual with products that are going to help them have great antioxidant protection to, again, address this free radical damage. So it might be redundant, but again, I have antioxidants because a person may not be looking for anti-aging, but they're looking for a good antioxidant product. And so again, we have these listed, and you'll notice that I didn't repeat the first line because from an antioxidant standpoint, there's a sleeper in Synergy Worldwide called Bodyguard. Bodyguard is an excellent product. The shark liver oil provides maximum protection against oxidative stress. And you're going to see Bodyguard come up in a couple other categories because not only does it provide excellent protection against antioxidant stress, but it also promotes endothelial cell health and function and vascular health and vasodilation. So this is a sleeper product in Synergy Worldwide that more people need to know about. Now, from an athletic performance, again, I'm a firm believer in ProArginine Plus. I do have ProArginine Plus actives here, but it's not my first choice. ProArginine Plus is always going to be my first choice for anything that has to do with athletic performance. E9 is a great additional product for helping an athlete to be able to maintain long sustained energy without any of the crash and burn that he might be getting or she might be getting from using some of the current energy drinks that are in the marketplace. And then I would always choose the Biome Shake over the Metabolic Shake as a way for the person to be able to get the vegetable pea protein into their system, which is equal to or better than whey in what an athlete's looking for from amino acid and branched chain amino acids. And because it's only got 2 grams of 2 grams of carbohydrates from a sugar standpoint, I just prefer the Biome Shake over the Metabolic Shake. Now, some people might prefer using Metabolic Shake. Again, if that's the case, you can always redirect them towards that. In the next one, we've got cancer. And so let me talk about cancer. a little bit. Whenever I get a person who asks me, well, will Progen Plus help me with my cancer? And I always take a step back with regards to any person who has cancer, because it's really their treatment program depends upon the philosophy of their oncologist. And so you don't want to interfere with the philosophy of their oncologist. And that philosophy is that the oncologist is either going to want to promote blood flow to help the person's natural immune system be able to address that, or in most cases, an oncologist is going to want to limit blood flow. And that's more prevalent than the other. So in limiting blood flow, they want their medication or treatment that they're using to be the primary sole focus on helping to address that person's cancer. So if they're wanting to limit blood flow, they're most likely not going to want that person to be on Progen Plus. So you'll notice that I don't even mention Progen Plus in this line. Now, you can do a good historical study, and you'll find that vitamin D3 is extremely important for immune health. It's the other reason why for my second product of choice that I have Bodyguard there, because it enhances immune system response. And then liquid chlorophyll and essential greens, from the standpoint that any plant-based nutrition is going to help change the pH level in the person's body and move them towards more the alkaline level, where the body naturally wants to be. And again, if you look at cancer research, you'll find that cancer will have a greater opportunity to develop when the body is acidic in nature as opposed to alkaline in nature. Some people will say that it never happens when the body's properly alkalinized. I won't go that far. I don't particularly believe that that is a complete guarantee, but certainly anything that's from an acidic standpoint enhances the ability of cancer to form. And again, we can go into the microbiome and we can look at how the microbiome can also affect this whole area, because again, when you look at research in cancer, especially the long-term studies, most cancer is not what they would call DNA derived. It's not due to your genetic composition. It's due to your environmental and food factors and how those nutrients and the toxins that are created and the endotoxins that are created go in and then affect the expressions of the genes that you have. So if you change the environment of the microbiome to change the toxin levels and endotoxins and to improve gut health and gut immune system, you help then to moderate certain genes from being expressed because the environment's not right for them to do those things. So again, you don't need to get into this depth and detail, but I wanted to spend a little time on this one line on cancer for health concerns to just again address immune system response, helping the person's immune system to work. And again, if you've got a person who has cancer, any product that you would recommend to them, I would highly encourage you that before they go on that product, to have them run it by their oncologist. No differently than you would most likely want to have a person who has a cardiovascular issue to, again, run it by whoever their doctor is or their oncologist. You always want to make that offer simply to protect yourself from a person saying, well, you told me to go onto this. No, I recommended this product as something that might help you. But again, if you remember correctly, I encouraged you to check first with your physician. Now, from a cardiovascular disease standpoint, again, I'm a firm believer in Progen Plus, nitric oxide. You know, when we're looking at nitric oxide therapy, you know, it's so critically important to cardiovascular health and all vascular health. And so it's always my first choice. Metabolic LDL has some great clinically proven aspects to it, such as modulating cholesterol oxidation and maintaining healthy cholesterol levels. Because when you're looking at cardiovascular disease, it's usually damage to the endothelium in the relationship first to inflammation, that inflammation then causing plaque formation. Coenzyme Q10 is a great product in Synergy Worldwide that supports energy production at the mitochondrial level. It's extremely important in heart health, but it's also important for other organs. And then again, Bodyguard. It promotes vasodilation and increased elasticity of the arterial walls. To me, it's a sleeper product in Synergy worldwide. Now, I put celiac disease here because a person who has celiac disease needs to have a gluten-free diet. The Biome Shake is ideal for that individual, as well as the Biome DTX, because of the L-glutamine that's in the Biome DTX will help to support their digestive lining and is extremely important in helping to repair what's called a leaky gut. In a person who has celiac disease, if it's not been treated or if they're not gluten-free, then they most likely have some level of a leaky gut, or what the medical community likes to call intestinal permeability. So these two products, Biome Shake and Biome DTX, are two. They could be interchangeable between which ones you want to get that person on. And then the Biome Balance also helps to combat endotoxins, which again interfere with gut health. If I remember correctly, the Biome Balance uses berberine. And so it's extremely a good product for helping. And then there's the Metabolic Shake, because again, it's gluten-free and certified vegan pea protein. Cholesterol, Metabolic LDL, Pro-Arginine Plus, Essential Greens. And the reason for the essential greens is because the mix of the essential greens helps to maintain normal cholesterol levels and provide antioxidant protection. And then the Biome Balance, again, the berberine, you can do independent research on just berberine, and you're going to find that it does a marvelous job in helping to maintain healthy cholesterol levels and triglyceride levels. When we come to cognitive function, again, anything that improves blood flow to the brain improves cognitive function, so my first choice is always going to be Pro-Arginine Plus. I've put Bodyguard as the second one because it promotes vasodilation as well as elasticity of the arterial walls. The E9 has some extremely powerful ingredients in the E9 that promote cognitive function. And then the essential greens, because every study that I've ever seen done that uses a plant-based nutritional program always improves cognitive function because it improves blood flow. And so to me, the best product that Synergy has from a vegetable standpoint is the essential greens. You may come across some people with Crohn's disease. I would recommend that you only start one product at a time for a person who has Crohn's disease, because you want to see how they respond to it, as opposed to maybe saying to a person, hey, why don't you go onto the Purify kit? I think for a person with Crohn's disease and some of these other ones, you want to do a one product only approach, have them start on the product, see how they respond to the product before you add anything else to it, so that their intestinal lining and their digestive system has time to respond and begin the healing process. My suggestion is to start with the Biome DTX. I think this is one of the best products Synergy worldwide has in the microbiome product line, as well as in their overall product line. This Biome DTX is a product that a person could use on a daily basis for all levels of gut health. Biome Basics, again, to combat endotoxins and that interfere with gut performance. So again, we're looking to heal the lining and deal with toxins, and then you might introduce them to the Biome Shake, but I would do that as the last product that you introduce them to, because sometimes a person, because of the inulin that's in there, might be too much for their digestive system at that time. So again, this is just my recommendation to you in terms of product choices. From a detoxification standpoint, there's other products that I could have added here, but I'd always go Biome DTX first. Then you have the Detox Plus, Liquid Chlorophyll, and then the Body Prime. And some people may want to rearrange this, but to me, if a person's looking to detox, I want them on Biome DTX. That product is, again, just ideal in addressing all issues that could happen with regards to toxification in their intestinal system. From a diabetes standpoint, there's two aspects to diabetes. There's the blood sugar aspect to diabetes, and then there's the damage done to the vascular system, because almost all diabetic complications are a result of damage done to the lining of the vascular system. So my first and foremost product that I'd want a person to start on is ProArginine Plus, so that they can harness the benefits of nitric oxide production for improved blood flow and oxygen delivery. Then certainly the next one, and again, these are interchangeable, would be Metabolic LDL. Because again, the studies that have been done on the Metabolic LDL, or I should say the study that was done on Metabolic LDL, that is clinically proven, and I most likely have a spelling error here, so it's clinically proven to address blood sugar levels and may help to lower A1C levels. The Biome Shake would be another product that I would recommend to a diabetic, because one of the things that they want to do is be able to eat, but be able to eat things that are going to not affect their blood sugar. And so I would highly recommend the Biome Shake as opposed to the Metabolic Shake. And then the Biome Balance with the berberine to, again, support healthy insulin response, because that's one of the issues for a diabetic, is that they're having trouble with their cells recognizing insulin properly to help them clear blood glucose out of the bloodstream. When we're dealing with erectile dysfunction, ProArginine Plus is first and foremost on the list, because again, it harnesses nitric oxide therapy to produce higher levels of nitric oxide, because for a male, you can't have an erection without nitric oxide. I've never tried this, but again, Bodyguard might be a great second product to this, because again, it promotes vasodilation and increases the elasticity of the arterial walls, which is what you need for improved blood flow. Then from a prevention standpoint, Metabolic LDL, clinically proven to modulate cholesterol oxidation and maintain healthy cholesterol levels, because it's typically damage done to the lining of the vascular system, usually due to the oxidation of low-density lipoprotein or oxidized LDL, and Metabolic LDL is ideal for helping that. And then from an energy production, the CoQ10. When we're looking at energy, again, my first choice would always be E9. My second choice would be ProArginine Plus. If the person wanted a fantastic program, the combination of E9 and ProArginine Plus, first thing in the morning, I mean, I do this. I know there's other people who do this. We do 1 stick of E9 with a scoop to scoop and a half of ProArginine Plus. So if you're working with the packets where you're dealing with a box of E9, which is the only way that it comes, or you're dealing with a box of ProArginine Plus where it's in the single serve sticks, then 1 stick of E9 with 1 stick of ProArginine Plus, it's an ideal combination to help a person maximize their energy levels. I do this the first thing every morning I get up, and it makes a huge difference within minutes of the time that I start taking this. Not just my energy, but my cognitive awareness and cognitive function significantly improves. Biome Shake, again, this is a tremendous product for long-term energy production and helping a person not be hungry. And then the CoQ10. Fibromyalgia, again, when you're dealing with fibromyalgia, a lot of people don't know how to treat this, and I'm not saying that, and again, I don't want to use the term of treatment here, but when I say treatment, because they don't understand what the underlying cause of fibromyalgia is. Now, again, I think you're going to find as additional research occurs in the microbiome, you're going to find that it's an endotoxin issue. I would again, same thing as what we talked about with regards to this one here, where we're looking at Crohn's disease. Just start a person with 1 product at a time, see how they do on it before you introduce them to any additional products. I would always start with Biome Detox, and then I would go to the Biome Balance to, again, combat the endotoxins that are in their abdominal cavity. Then maybe going to the Metabolic Shake to, again, give them a gluten-free certified pea protein for giving them some good nutrition to, again, help in the resetting of their microbiome. And then Metabolic LDL. And I don't know I mean, I'm looking at metabolic LDL here as a way to fight free radical damage so that you can reduce inflammation throughout the body. You know, I see metabolic LDL not just in relationship to cholesterol concerns and not just in relationship to blood sugar concerns, but any inflammation throughout the body, metabolic LDL. And I most likely, and I don't think I have that, let me make a note here. I'm going to add inflammation to this because there are some great products in Synergy worldwide that I think can address inflammation. And inflammation is typically at the heart of almost all disease. When we're looking at high blood pressure, again, Pro-Arginine Plus, nitric oxide production, Bodyguard would be a great product that a person could add to it if they wanted to. And again, the metabolic LDL, because it specifically inhibits myeloperoxidase, which inhibits nitric oxide. So metabolic LDL would inhibit myeloperoxidase in the effect that it had on nitric oxide. So I think metabolic LDL would be a significant help for a person with high blood pressure if their high blood pressure was due to lack of nitric oxide production or lack of nitric oxide having the positive effect of creating vasodilation on the vascular system. And when you get into high blood sugar, hyperglycemia, again, metabolic LDL to me would be the first product that you would want to use in that situation. And then going to Pro-Arginine Plus to improve blood flow and the delivery of oxygen. The Biome shake, so that they can use a great protein shake with a good fiber formulation and 2 grams of sugar per serving. So again, they're slowing down the amount of sugar that's being put into their bloodstream, both because the Biome shake only has 2 grams of sugar, but because the fiber content of the Biome shake will help other things that are in their digestive system slow down its entry into the bloodstream, which then helps to stabilize and normalize blood sugar levels. And then the Biome Balance with the berberine to, again, help support healthy insulin response. With regards to the immune system, the Bodyguard would be a great first choice, or vitamin D3, either one. This is interchangeable between the two of them. And then essential greens and liquid chlorophyll, because again, both of them contain chlorophyll, which has been historically shown to enhance a person's immune system. When you're dealing with IBS or irritable bowel syndrome, it's the same thing as the other two that I've already talked about, fibromyalgia. Introduce only one product at a time. See how they do on it, and if it's helping them, then you can introduce the next product to them to continue the healing process that they need. Biome DTX would be my first choice. Again, I've talked about it multiple times. Biome Balance would be the next one because it addresses endotoxins, the Biome Shake, and then the Body Prime to support cleansing and bowel motility. When we're dealing with kidney disease, we've got a lot of great anecdotal testimonials of people who have seen significant improvement with regards to their kidney function. I would always suggest Pro-Arginine Plus as a first choice, because Pro-Arginine Plus is designed to improve nitric oxide production, which then improves blood flow, and it works in 2 aspects. One, anytime that you improve endothelial cell health and function, you improve capillary function. All your kidney is a mass of capillaries that are designed to help filter your blood. And so if you can improve endothelial cell health and function, you then improve capillary function. So the actual aspect of what the kidney does through capillaries improves. And then from a blood supply to the organ, you're improving the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the actual kidney, and helping to properly remove waste products that are there, so that the kidney as an organ can function better. So to me, Pro-Arginine Plus helps to address both aspects: the organ because of improved blood flow, and the functionality of the kidney because of the capillaries. And then Bodyguard would be interesting. I've never tried this for kidney, But as I was doing my research on Synergy products, it would be an interesting product to see how it helps a person with kidney, but I would always first have them go on Pershing Plus. And again, something like the kidney, one product at a time, see how they respond to it. And then as they see improvements in their health, then they can continue with that, or they might want to add something else to it. With regards to leaky gut, Biome Detox would always be my first choice. Then the Biome Shake, the Biome Balance, and then the Biome Actives. Again, you could interchange some of these things, but to me, I would always start a person, and we have, and again, when I go to the resource page for our Synergy family, there is a PDF for a leaky gut with triggers and symptoms. You can use that if you're doing presentations with people, or if you're at some type of health fair that you have a booth. That's a great tool for a person to say, hey, have you experienced any digestive issues? That's either a yes or no from that individual's. Well, since you've indicated that you have, you might want to take our Leaky Gut Survey to see if maybe that might be your underlying concern. And so the more that they check off on the triggers and symptoms, the greater the probability that they have a leaky gut. Here's a great product that supports the healing of the digestive lining with L-glutamine. With regards to metabolic function, Metabolic Ldl, Pershing Plus, the Biome Shake, and the Biome Balance. With regards to osteoarthritis, I didn't put rheumatoid arthritis because that's an immune system issue. I know we have some great immune system products, so I would just go back to the immune, back to this line here for the immune system. But with regards to osteoarthritis, it's typically due to poor blood flow going into the joint, and so the joint can't heal properly. And so I would always be Pershing Plus first choice, and then Bodyguard, because it promotes vasodilation for improved blood flow. For osteoporosis, vitamin D3 from Synergy, with the aspect that it's able to facilitate calcium absorption to support a healthy skeletal system. And then Pershing Plus, because it contains both vitamin D3 and K2 to regulate calcium levels in the bloodstream. For PDA, or peripheral arterial disease, Pershing Plus would always be my first choice. Bodyguard might be a great product to help in that area because, again, it promotes vasodilation and improved elasticity of the arterial walls. And then Metabolic Ldl. pH balancing, Essential Greens, because it has an alkalizing formula to hydrate and detoxify the body. The Biome Detox, because it helps to support the proper healthy bacteria with pH balancing fermented fiber. You've got your Biome Actives, which again helps to bring to the Biome Actives brings in both the prebiotic and the probiotics to work together to, again, do what it talks about here, optimize pH balance with lactic acid forming bacteria. And then the Body Prime, because it has magnesium to, again, help with their electrolyte balance. For post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, Pershing Plus would always be my first choice to it. Anything that improves blood flow to the brain is going to improve cognitive function. And we've seen anecdotally some tremendous testimonials with people who have PTSD, all through the use of Pershing Plus. Bodyguard, because again, it promotes vasodilation for improved blood flow. And then E9, because it has ingredients in it that help with cognitive function. Skincare would be the Truloom product line or the Elements product line, depending upon how much they want to spend and how extensive that they want to go on this. If you're dealing with triglycerides, again, Biome Balance, because berberine supports healthy cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Metabolic LDL, because it helps to support healthy cholesterol levels and prevents oxidation of low-density lipoprotein, which is unfortunately what triglycerides can be converted to. Pershing Plus, because again, it's been shown to inhibit vascular inflammation, because it inhibits the myeloperoxidase, as well as it's been clinically shown to inhibit the oxidation of LDL cholesterol. And then Essential Greens, because again, any plant-based nutrition always helps with regards to this issue. From a weight management standpoint, I put the Biome Shake first if a person's looking for a meal replacement. I've always found that I've used Progen Plus. If a person asks me, can I use Progen Plus for weight management? I tell them yes, if you use it in a specific way. If you take Progen Plus 30 minutes prior to your largest meal, it's going to curb your appetite. You'll find that you eat less because you're not hungry. And because you've improved circulation, you're going to then do a better job delivering the nutrients from your meal that you did eat to properly support your body with energy. So I find from experience that people eat less, have better energy afterwards, so they're more active, they burn more calories, they're not hungry, and so it just helps. Crave Control is a fantastic product that is most likely a sleeper product in Synergy worldwide. Crave Control actually reduces cravings and curbs appetite for up to 3 hours. This is a fantastic product that a person could use from a weight management standpoint, especially if they're at work and they can't eat properly and they're hungry. They could use Crave Control to control their appetite. And for a person who's leaving work to go home, taking a Crave Control prior to leaving work or immediately when they get home, because that's typically the area for a lot of people from a weight management standpoint is when they get home, because they've denied their body food for such a long period of time, now the cravings and the hunger takes over and they start grazing and eating. Whereas if they took a Crave Control prior to leaving work, so that when they got home they didn't feel that way, or when they got home, taking a Crave Control would most likely help them better manage that so they can go into their meal in control, as opposed to grazing before that meal and then adding all those extra calories. And then Synergy has the calorie burner, which helps to increase metabolism to help burn body's fat, as well as use the body's fat as a way of burning, or for burning fat calories as a way of providing calories for the body. So that's the basic document. Now, one of the things that got lost in this whole process, and I'll have to go back, is on the last page, these are not live right now because in the process of going from open office and other things, these were coded already, but the coding got lost. So I'll go back and recode these. Synergy Worldwide has fantastic YouTube videos that, again, all I have to do is take the image that you see, link the URL for the actual video to the image, so that when this document is ready on Tuesday, you can come down through here and you can actually click on each one of these images. And then what will happen is, if you're on the internet or if you're on your phone, that URL destination will take you to YouTube and that video will play. So if you wanted to help a person understand why these Synergy products are the best in the world, here are some videos that you'll be able to use. And my suggestion is, once this document is done, you go through these different videos. Take the time to watch them so that you know which video that you would want to use to address a person's question. So finding the finest herbs, or quality formulations, or quality self-manufacturing, or the testing procedures that are used, Synergy's quality assurance standards, the research and innovation, all of these things are segmented videos that Synergy did. So they're not 20, 30-minute videos, but they're 2 to 5 minute videos that help address these different issues. And again, my suggestion is to go through each one of these videos personally so that you can see which one resonates with you, as well as to know what's in these videos, so that if a question comes up from one of your potential clients and you have this document and you're showing it to them, or you've sent them the URL for this document and you're taking them through that, or you're doing a one-on-one presentation at, say, a Starbucks or some place like that, where you've got Wi-Fi and you can pull up this document on your screen, you can actually click on this image and then the video will play for them. And again, it's all about helping your client understand why these products are so good, but you don't play them unless they've got a question with regards to the quality of the products, or they ask you a question that would warrant showing them something like this. So with that said, I've given you a rundown through this document. Do I have any questions from anyone with regards to what you're seeing, how you would use it, and why you're doing that? I'm going to open up my other browser. Well, I guess I can do it on here. So as I've shared with people in the past, we have a dedicated website called Our Synergy Family. When you come on this website, this is why I don't like using this platform. But when you come onto this, it's gonna, I typically open up in Google Chrome, and it looks different. But one of the things that you'll find, no matter what web browser you're using, you're going to find these icons. And if you click on resources, the resources icon, you're going to go down through here, and I'm going to get out of this browser. I just cannot stand the way that this browser works. Excuse me for 1 second. So as I get into my other browser, which is Google Chrome, not as an advertisement for Google Chrome, but I just like the way things show up on my, as you can see. So when you click on resources, and I can't tell you how often I use this platform. This week alone, I've most likely been on the resources page 10 to 15 times. And what I like about it is you can find anything that you need. Now, one of the things that we talked about here, coming soon, health concerns product sheet. What I just showed you today, this is where it's going to be located on the resource page of Our Synergy Family. So it's fairly near the top. You know, all you need to do is scroll down. Again, there's some new people that are on today's presentation. The way that we have the resource page organized, nitric oxide therapy, and all our key tools that we use on a consistent basis to help a person understand nitric oxide therapy. And when you come down here, what I just showed you today, the health concerns product sheet, this is where it will be located. But we also talked about the Leaky Gut Survey. So that's in the microbiome product line. And as we talked about, you can click on that. This is your URL location for your PDF. You can download this to your computer so that you have it on the computer. You can print it off. But like I was sharing with you, if you were doing a presentation with maybe you're at a health fair, and you just ask a simple question, the art of asking questions. You know, do you experience any kind of abdominal distress at all? You know, and a person begins to share, yeah, I've got some of these issues. Well, I've got a leaky gut survey. That might be an issue that you're dealing with. You know, things are getting into your system because your gut lining is not as tight as what it should be. Would you mind looking and, you know, here's the triggers and here's the symptoms. Just check off triggers and symptoms that you're experiencing. And then let's talk about it. And so they can easily take this survey, check off the things that they're experiencing, their triggers or their symptoms, and then the more that they check off, the greater the probability that they're going to have some form of leaky gut. And then if you have this tool, you can go down here and you can say, well, you know, it looks like you've got an increased probability for a leaky gut. There's a couple of products that you might want to consider using. You know, the one that I would highly recommend for you is the Biome Detox, because it uses L-glutamine that is designed to help heal the digestive lining. So that might be a great product to help you begin to improve your gut health. And then as you go along, there's some other great products that we've got that can continue that process. But that could be a starting point, an entry point for a person to begin to address that issue. So it's all about using your tools, the art of asking questions to understand what a person's issue might be, using this tool to be able to, once you've identified what their issue is, to know which products that they might want to use to address, or using some of these tools like a person's, you're talking to them and they're talking about some different digestive issues. Well, gosh, you know, the more that you talk about your digestive issues, I wonder if you've got a leaky gut. Here's a survey that you can look at I would just ask that you would check off the triggers and symptoms that you're feeling, because that might be the central issue of why you're experiencing all these other things. And that might be our starting point to help you begin to address these different issues. So again, all we want to do is provide you with some tools and resources to be able to help you do a better job as you identify people's health concerns, to know which Synergy products would be best to help them in those issues. Again, do we have any questions or comments before we close today's presentation?
Yes, Dan.
Yes, Timothy.
Yeah. If we are a product of the product, then we shouldn't get sick very easily, because we should be using these products to keep ourselves in shape.
That's true. As well as you have new distributors come on board, you can help identify for the new distributor what their health issues might be, and then these might be the products that you would want to use either for your activation order or for your monthly auto ship, if you choose to go on that, or products that you would want to use to, again, improve your health.
But not only that, Dan, I believe that when some person asks you, if you use this product, you should be able to look straight in their eye and say, yes. If you can't say yes, then why offer it to me?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you'll find, at least for me, on the first product choice, like just going a quick down, I use Metabolic LDL, I use Progene Plus. I don't use the vitamin D3 because I get enough of it in my Progene Plus. I use the Biome Shake. I use the Metabolic, so let's see, Biome DTX, I use that. E9, I use that every day. I don't use the Bodyguard. And so I use Essential Greens. I don't use the Trulin product line, but I do use the Elements product line. So yeah, I use a lot. On my first and second choices, I use almost all of these different products.
Sure, you should see my dinner table here. You should see my container at work.
Uh-huh.
I've got almost every product in the container. I may not take all one time, but I make sure I take all each day.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Mystica. I mean, Mystica did a huge benefit to me in controlling my allergies. I very seldom now have any allergy problems, whereas this time of year, especially going into October, my nose would be running like a sieve, but it doesn't happen anymore.
But
Anyone,
I use mine when I drink water. I either use Mystica or chlorophyll in the water.
yeah, well, I drink Mystica straight up. I do a large shot. I do a large shot glass of Mystica in my morning shake, and I do it after my evening meal. And I take my Mystica with 2 of the Metabolic LDL capsules. I do that in the evening.
Good.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Anyone else with any questions or comments before we say goodbye?
Yes, Dan, it's Donald.
Yes, Donald?
Excellent presentation. What I want to talk about, I know it's a 90-day, the timeline is a 90-day process, so to speak. And you indicated that you would introduce some products one at a time. My first question is, what would be that time span before you introduce the second, third, or fourth product? Also, before you answer, there's no mention of omega-3, and I know that you might have indicated up front that the list is incomplete. Would you be adding omega-3?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the omega-3, because it was on there and my open office crashed and I forgot to add that one back in. So I just made a notation. That's one that I missed. Now, in your first question, Donald, let's go to one of these things. Like if I'm dealing with a person with Crohn's disease, I would have them go on the Biome DTX and I wouldn't add anything else to it until after they've been on the Biome DTX for like 30 days.
Okay.
And then if they've done well on the Biome DTX and they feel like it hasn't caused any additional issues on Crohn's disease, but they're actually feeling better, then I would then go and add the Biome Basic, and I would do the Biome DTX where we would do 1 stick of Biome DTX and then do the Biome Basics as it's for the next, in addition for the next 30 days. So I would add the Biome Basics to the Biome DTX in that 60-day period. And then if they did really well on that, I would see if they wanted, if they're interested in doing a meal replacement for better nutrition, then I would add the Biome Shake where they're doing the Biome Shake, Biome Balance, and the Biome DTX. And that would be kind of the progression that I would use with the individual. So it would be first proc for 30 days, see how they're feeling. If they're doing well, we'll continue on that proc, but we won't use as much. And then we'll go to adding Biome Balance in addition to taking the Biome DTX for the next 30 days. Let's see how you're feeling at the end of that time to see if we have any additional adjustments to what you're doing. And if they're doing great, and then I would just say, I don't know if this makes sense to you, but if you're looking to improve your nutrition and you want to do a morning shake, then I would look at the Biome Shake as another add-on proc to what you're doing. And again, it's going to be an aspect of their budget and how they're feeling.
And just a follow-up, and you would throughout that 30-day process, you can use as the guideline for leaky gut as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Sure. So that very good idea, Donald, because then you could take that leaky gut and you could start with the Leaky Gut Survey, have them go onto the Biome DTX, then have them take the Leaky Gut Survey again. Don't show them the first survey, but take the Leaky Gut Survey again to see what they check off. You know, what are you now experiencing? And then, great, look at your Leaky Gut Survey now after you've been on Biome DTX for 30 days compared to what you originally checked off. We may want to go and use now the Biome Balance for the next 30 days with 1 stick of Biome DTX. And let's do that for the next 30 days and take this Leaky Gut Survey again to see if you see continued improvements. That's a great idea, Donald.
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
And I would hope that the omega-3 would appear in the osteo section of this presentation.
So which one do you want to see it for, the osteoarthritis?
The osteoarthritis, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because omega-3 is anything that has to do with inflammation. And I've made a notation here of adding one column for health concern inflammation, because omega-3 is hugely important for anything that has to do with inflammation. So osteoarthritis is an inflammatory problem. Almost all disease is inflammatory. Cardiovascular health issues is an inflammatory problem. So yes, omega-3 has a huge role in things that can help people. Thanks.
One other thing, Dan, the kidney disease, I'd like you to consider essential greens.
Okay. And why would that be?
Because that's one of the things that the kidneys look for. Green stuff, kale, leafy products.
Okay. I've made a notation.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for the input. That's great. And those are the kinds of things that I don't have all the answers. Collectively, together, as you've seen this morning, we get improvements in a documentation to, again, address people's health issues. Thank you, Donald. That was excellent. Anyone else before we say goodbye?
Hey, Dan, this is Judy.
Yes, Judy.
So I run into people with hypoglycemia or low blood sugar. Do you think that would be worth adding to the list?
I can do some research for you.
That would be awesome.
Because I'd have to look and see, why their blood sugar is so low. Maybe, again, maybe they're utilizing insulin too effectively or too much. I'm not sure. I have to do some research.
Yeah, I don't know. I get stumped when I come across that.
Sure. And understand, I don't mean to interrupt you, Judy, but let me just state, there are so many diseases that are out there that we're not going to have a product in Synergy worldwide that's going to take care of every single issue that a person has. So
Yeah,
now, with that
absolutely.
said, Judy, go ahead. And what were you going to add?
Yeah. The other thing is that, you know, I noticed you use the Elements and the TrueLoom packages. Is there a way that, especially for new people, to suggest some of the packages that Synergy has, not only the Purify and the Fortify, but if you look back in the back office, they have heart health packages and, you know, specific name packages of different products that someone could recommend. And if
Okay.
they buy those products together, then there is a discount for, you know, for that purchase.
So that's a great idea. So what I think I'll do is I'll extend this so that I'll have kit combinations according to how Synergy has them listed to address different issues, and then I'll add them to the last page here.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
A quick response to Judy, if I may, Dan,
Sure.
on insulin. I know that there are people, or when I get questions like that, I ask, when do they take the insulin? And I know that some people get up on mornings, and that's the first thing they do without checking their blood sugar. And that, to me, and I'm sure it would be to the doctor, wouldn't make sense, because you want to know if you should be taking your insulin before doing so. In other words, does your blood sugar indicate that you need it or you don't? But there are people who actually just go and do that as a matter of, you know, what's the right word? Because they think that that's the thing that they need. They just go and take it without first checking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that you definitely want to look at.
Sure. Thanks, Donald. Anyone else with any questions or comments before we say goodbye? All right. I want to thank you for your time this morning. Hopefully this presentation was helpful to you. As I shared with you, this document will be ready on Tuesday. This video or today's presentation was recorded on the Tuesday newsletter that goes out. You'll have a recording of today's presentation, plus the document will be live and hosted on our Synergy Family website in the resources page where I showed you. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your day. We're going to have a beautiful fall day here in Chicago, and I hope your weather is ideal where you're at. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.